to another episode of Tech Hub. Today I will be reviewing my Roland TD17KVX, which is an awesome kit. It is my second Roland kit. My first one was a Roland TDM1K, so this is quite an upgrade. First of all, there are a couple variations of this kit. There is a TD17KV, which doesn't come with their VH10 hi-hat cymbal, which I'll show you in a minute. And it also doesn't come with a second crash as well. Different retailers have it at different prices. The price average is about £200 to £300. I highly recommend getting the KVX model. One of the reasons I was drawn to it was for the real hi-hat feeling. And super happy that I did. And of course the second crash, the way I play, is a must as well. Anyway, first thing we're going to do is check out my setup. So as you can see from all of my videos, this is just a stand that I use. So I've got my mixer. I tend to use this for my live streamings. It is a Behringer 502 USB. I plug my microphone into it, and I have the kit plugged into it through auxiliary, and it's a great piece of tech. I've got my Beats headphones and my Epic headphone stand. That's just a TP-Link Deco Wi-Fi mesh system, which is awesome. Helps me do my gigabyte Wi-Fi internet. And of course, the drum space is not complete without posters, and here's all my geek stuff. But anyway, back to the kit. The light is actually a hue strip. It was actually faulty. I used to have it in the living room, but it still pretty works for the colors that I want for my drumming, so I thought I'd use it. And of course I've got my music hi-hat stand. Now this model doesn't come with a bass pedal, so I have the Iron Cobra 200, which is totally awesome. Absolutely love it. I love Iron Cobra. It's the best. You know, I went from a generic bass pedal to this, and the difference was night and day. It's absolutely amazing. Here is the VH10 hi-hat. It doesn't come with a hi-hat stand, so you need to buy that. This is a Mapex one, as you can see. And then of course I've got my music stand. The only thing I have changed on this kit is the ride, but we'll come talk about that in a second when we talk about the cymbals. And I've added this really cool drumstick holder as well. Let's talk about the module. So here is the module. It's extremely easy to use. Now I'm not going to do a tutorial and go into a lot of detail here. There's some really good videos for that. The look of it, I think it looks great. You know, Roland really spend a lot of time on the design of their kits. For me, they're the Apple of drum kits. It's a great looking module, really easy to use. Now, when I had my previous TD1, that was very basic. Couldn't load kits on it. Very basic. This is absolutely awesome. You've got the setup menu. It has Bluetooth. Now, my only criticism of the module, sometimes the Bluetooth goes crackly. All I have to do is disconnect and reconnect to it, and it's fine. And I'm interested to see if any other users have that issue, so please write in the comments if you had, or maybe it's my kit, but it only happens now and again. One of the things that drew me to it is the amount of kits you can add to this. I mean, you've got 50 odd preset ones. I really tend to use the Roland acoustic one in most of my covers. However, I have added some drum tech ones. Some of my favorite ones, there's Mr. Sandman, which is of course a Metallica one. I've used Smashing Pumpkins before on a Smashing Pumpkins one. I really like the Tama Art Star one, there's a Tama one, there's a Pearl Master, there's Tama Star, some really great sounding kits, and all that's really easy. So at the side here you have the USB. I record via, I don't use MIDI anymore. I used to have to do MIDI on my TD1, but this one is just a live recording and not MIDI. But you can choose that, you can use MIDI if you want to. There's also a SD card slot here, so I just use a 32 gig one. The only thing I've really used it for my live streaming, I have the track playing that I'm performing to. Apart from that, I just load the kits to it, and that's how you get these kits across. You know, you can adjust the ambience here, the bass and the treble, the volume. The only ones I've ever really touched is the ambience. I turn up now and again, the volume. That's about it. You can change levels. It's quite easy to change the sensitivity. Now and again I have to recalibrate my hi-hat, which is easy enough to do. I've changed the sensitivity a little bit, but I'll be honest with you, it's got that many features, I probably haven't used 10% of it. But for what we do as YouTube drummers, and this is very much a review for us consumers and not a professional, it's more than adequate at doing anything you want to. I'm super happy with it. So let's move on and talk about the pads. So the tom pads is a PDX8. So here they are. Absolute great size. Now with my TD1, my biggest pad was one of those. So my snare pad was that size and the toms were even smaller. Now my snare drum, which I absolutely love, this is a PDX12. It sounds phenomenal. And yeah, absolutely super happy with it. Very responsive, as are all the pads, and they've got that great bounce. So you know, when you're doing quick stuff, you can just focus on getting that bounce that we need to drum quickly. I'm super happy with them. They all sound great. Loving the colours of it. As for the cymbals, like I said, the hi-hat, which is a VH10. Then there's two crashes, so these are a CY12C, so there's one there and one here. Now, it does actually come with a CY13R. Now, I did sell mine because that's the only thing I've changed on my kit. I have a CY15. Now, it's actually the Ode metallic finish, which you don't seem to be able to get anymore, and I would love to get more of these. They are absolutely fantastic. Now the reason I like a bigger ride is mainly for the bell. And having a giant ride it sounds phenomenal, honestly. Now for the frame, this is one of the older models of the TD17KVX, and the way you can tell is actually they don't do this anymore. It's all on a ball socket here. But when I researched this kit and really looked into it, I found out that they had changed it, and actually the people preferred this. It's extremely solid, you know what I mean? But this is so much easier. You can have it at any angle. You can adjust the height. You can tilt it just like I've done here. The frame is super solid. Let me go back a little bit. It's, you know, the frame they call a compact. It opens up. I've got mine actually open quite wide. It's super easy to set up, it's sturdy, it's black. I mean, now and again I dust it, but I'm super happy with the look of it and such. Now, like I've mentioned the hi-hat a lot, so it's a real feel one, so as you can see, up and down. The other models, just the TD17KV, just has a foot pedal and just a normal cymbal here. But this, I get the real feel, and that was the main reason I upgraded, and I'm so glad I did. The bass drum, which is absolutely epic, is a KD10. Now actually I had one of these. That's one of the upgrades I did on my TD1 DMK, and this one comes with it as well. Super solid, feels great, and like I said, that's my Iron Cobra 200 bass drum pedal. Love the feel of it, absolutely responsive. Quick tip for you, always turn your pedal to the black on black. As you can see, I didn't do it. And there's a bit of a white mark there, but it's super sleek. Now as for the overall design, absolutely super happy with it, and no regrets at all. Okay guys, so in conclusion, this was very much just a brief review and looking at it as a hobby drummer, a YouTube. I'm not a professional, but it's a really solid piece of kit. I haven't got any gripes about it really. There's always a debate about acoustic or electronic. I've only ever had electronic, but for the sake of being a YouTuber and recording, one USB recording, it's that simple. I personally love this kit. I don't think I'm ever going to change from it. I don't ever see a need. I might do a bit of upgrading or add a couple of things. You do have the ability to add stuff to it, but I'm so happy with my purchase. And yeah, anyway, any fellow Roland users, if you have this kit, please let me know what you think of it. If you're thinking about buying one, you know, any questions you have or anything, please do contact me. I'm more than happy. But I completely endorse this product. I highly recommend it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time on the next Tech Hub episode. You are epic.